Hey everyone, welcome back to the Trading with a Bot channel. In this current episode, we will be looking at the Signal Bot. That's a new feature released by 3Commas, and it allows you to run your TradingView strategy or TradingView indicator as an automated strategy via 3Commas. So that possibility of integrating TradingView indicator or alerts coming from TradingView, that is not at all new. In the past, you could have your DCA bots or your smart trade receive alerts from TradingView. That was always available. You could start your deals, you could exit deals via TradingView, add safety orders, reduce your size, and so on. So the Signal bot as a new feature, as a standalone feature, should bring something to an addition of this past functionality. And that's something I want to look at deeper, investigate, and also highlight that to you. Already from this, when I go to this menu and from this intro page, I can see a few features that 3Commas advertise that were not very available up till now. So namely, you could have a hedge mode enabled running just on one bot. In the past, if you were running a DCA and you wanted to have a hedge mode type of a strategy, it was a bit awkward to set up. It was possible, but you had to combine multiple signal messages into one webhook condition, or you had to have multiple bots representing your long strategy and short strategy. And with this, with the hedge mode enabled, and also with the flip position and reverse direction possibility, running hedge mode strategies on 3Commas should be much simpler. What I can also see here is that we have multiple target profits. That was also not possible via the DCA bot. It was possible via the smart trade. It still is possible, but again, there were limitations, and now you can have this all integrated in one bot, in one strategy. And there's some additional features, scaling entry orders, and also what I find interesting here is that you could have an additional layer of control mechanisms. So for example, if you are purchasing your signal, you could have enabled to allow yourself to manually confirm that if you wanted to. And this manual controls can also be enabled. So far from what I see as an introduction to the Signal bot, it sounds like a fairly different product from what we used to have. And I think this will also open up a lot of doors in this year for 3Commas and for strategy providers. I believe that once this product matures and continues to evolve, me as a person who may be creating a signal or a signal bot will be able to offer that signal bot in the marketplace and thus have followers and possibly have some additional revenue by me providing that signal bot. So I think that's what's going to happen here with 3Commas rolling out this functionality. There is one more caveat, as already kind of implied here. You could have purchased a TradingView signal from someone. Let's say someone's selling or offering for free, but there is an external provider of a signal, and you could make an agreement with that person, and that signal could come to your bot. So they could run a fairly sophisticated TradingView script, and it could be both indicator and it also could be strategy. So if you're a bit more experienced, there is a difference between an indicator and a strategy, and you know of that a difference. I will also present that to you visually during this episode. So this is the plan for this episode. It might be a bit long. I will shoot it in parts. And if that's something you're interested in, please stick around. So before we talk about strategies that make money, let's get things to work. Let's familiarize ourselves with this particular feature, with the technology behind that. And first, I'll go and read two articles, and you should do as well, which are available under tutorials. So if you click here under tutorials, there are two articles, one about alerts and the second one about TradingView strategies. And I looked at them, they appear to be well written with a lot of information, screenshots. So that will be my starting point before I proceed. Once I read the articles, and even though it all appears to be somewhat intuitive, the interface and how to proceed with creating these bots. The reason I want to read these articles is because there may be some additional options or features that the article mentions, and I want to be familiar with them in case I want to use it. And then again, before jumping into any sophisticated algorithm or strategy, I will just want to make sure I'm able to connect my exchange, my TradingView, and 3Commas all in one to make sure they communicate together. So I will just run a simple alert using the webhook and the message provided to me here by 3Commas just as a test, just to see that I'm able to get this to work. So that will be the starting point. That's what we're going to do now. So now I've read the articles, both of these articles provided, and they appear fairly rudimentary in a way that they're tailored for beginners. I didn't see any advanced information there. So as you will read these articles, they may be, of course, modified as 3Commas would try to keep them try to keep them updated. So for example, one of the things I was looking for is to see how I would construct my JSON message to have a stop loss, right? So here I'm searching for stop loss, and it was not there. So there was not so much information about these JSON messages, the syntaxes that are being allowed, and what are the various options that I could actually have there. And I did ping 3Commas just a few moments ago and ask them if they have an additional documentation about JSON specifically, what options I could have when constructing my strategies. And they said that, well, there's a lot of options, but currently the documentation is not yet released. So I'm hoping to have one more document there. But let's take a look at what they do have. So again, if I just go to either indicator or if I go to a strategy and I want to see what they will allow me to construct as far as these messages, let's examine both of them for the strategy and also for the indicator. Okay, and just to read them a bit better for easeability of reading, I pasted them on a screen and we can examine this briefly together. And I had removed the secret string for the bot and I removed the bot ID. So this light blue color is something I removed and modified. It's not relevant for the discussion and it's private information. And what remains is the JSON message for, in this case, a long entry. So here we have enter long action, enter long, and here how the exit long function would be called. And then the rest we have basically the exchange that we specify and the pair, which pair we want to trade. And that's all from what I can see. Of course, the price as well, we're looking at the price at closing for the particular moment of time. And as I just mentioned, I would want to expand on that message. For example, when exiting, I would want to see if we can have multiple or partial exits. So exit, for example, only 50% of my position, not the full position. So this is what I hope we will see soon, and I can create another episode on the signal bot and kind of go into these deeper details. The strategy has a bit more information here. So there's more information that your TradingView strategy would pass as an alert, and similarly as the indicator, we would tell whether we want to, well, here we would tell in both whether we want to buy or sell. So we don't need to have one message for long and another message for short. Strategy would just tell this in a variable, in this action variable, whether we open long or short. And then what's good is that I think it would also keep kind of remember your position size, your previous position. So a lot of the times, some of the TradingView strategies, they are they're smart enough to actually trade different order size. So sometimes it's more advantageous, or there may be pyramiding, and the strategy may buy different amounts of your asset, of your token. So this is what I can see here as available. And again, I didn't see any additional ways to add or remove to these JSON messages. So as a next step, I will do a very simple test. I will take this JSON message for entering a long position, and I'll send an alert to have a long position open. And then I will also send an alert to exit long. So that will be the first test. Now, there are two things that I just want to highlight again. As of the moment of me recording this in early February 2024, there are 4 exchanges that this feature is supporting. So it is specified here. And what we have is Binance USDT margined contracts, OKX futures, Bybit USDT margined, and BitGet USDT margined. So you cannot use this with spot. This particular feature, this is only for futures. And also it appears it's only for USDT margined. So coin M or inverse is not supported yet. But that's so far is a good selection to get started with. And one more thing to highlight here. They said that the webhook URL that you need to use is actually different for SignalBot than for your DCA bot, for example. So this is the webhook, and if you have already some alerts, make sure you use this one, not to default to your previously used webhook that you used for DCA. Okay, so then we go to the bot creation, and as I mentioned, I'll start with the indicator. Okay, and then we continue with the next steps. So I go to the custom indicator, I will copy the webhook, and I will continue to the next screen where I will define what pairs I will trade, what's the size of these pairs, and then I will also take my long and short entry signals. So my exchange is already appears here. I have connected this earlier. I have some funds here. The bot allows you to trade multiple pairs. So I will select 2 pairs, Bitcoin and Solana. And that means that these 2 pairs will be allowed to be traded. If the bot sends signal to another pair, it will not be accepted. Only Bitcoin and Solana will be accepted. Full leverage, as we are trading on futures, I'll put 10 just to make things a bit more interesting. And note that you can also switch from cross to isolated, and that could also enhance your strategy. Maybe you could take a bit more risk if you're trading on isolated leverage. So I will keep it as 10 cross for the purposes of the test. And I'll have my initial margin at 35. And note as I put my initial margin at 35, this bot is calculating the total max investment, which is 35 multiplied by 10, right? Or if I wanted, for example, to have 42 USDT, then my max total investment would be 420. Of course, I have less than this, so I will need to be careful as I manage this trade going forward. And I will not enable manual confirmation. We have discussed this, it's right here. You can do some manual confirmation, manual controls when the alert comes in. Again, for the purposes of this test, I will not do this now. So I have exchange, 2 pairs, leverage setting, margin, initial margin, and I will proceed. Here I can also define the bot name, right? So I could give it some specific name. I could say OKX testbot 01. So let's continue to the next screen. And now this is where I will copy the JSON messages for the bot. So for the purposes of this bot, I'll copy short entry. I'll go short for the test purposes, and I'll put it here in a notepad. And then I will also copy the exit message. So I have an entry, then I go exit, and I copy it here as well. And for now, I just put it into a notepad. Okay, this is all set, and there's some additional options here. So signal will be received only if this condition is met. Price deviation from the same order in past is -1%. Price deviation from average entry price is -1%. And I could edit these values. So I will not enable this. I will not discuss this for now. It's a bit more advanced, so we'll skip this and maybe come back to that in the next episode. Okay, webhook is set, messages are copied, and I will click on the create button. Once I do that, we will see that this particular interface have changed, and I should now see all my bots. Okay, here it is, OKX testbot 01. All right, guys, so now I had a bit of a break. It's been 7 days since I created this bot, but I did not continue working on the video. So as it is the weekend, I'm able to continue. Now my notepad is empty because I closed this, so I need to recopy these JSON messages. And what you would do is you would just go into your edit bot menu here. And this is how, by the way, you would make any additional modifications. For example, if you wanted to add one more pair or remove a pair or change your budget. But you'll also get your JSON messages here. So I need to recopy my entry and my exit. And now I will implement them in TradingView. Now, one important thing, as I learned during the week, which I haven't read in the documentation, but I learned that by speaking with 3Commas team, is that these JSON messages, you can really copy them as is, right? Your own JSON message, which will be generated for you. You don't need to modify them unless there are some tweaks that you want to do. And I want to point this out and show this to you. So, okay, what do I mean? Let's go and create this entry. So short, and I will go for Solana. Now, look, in the JSON message, we specify the ticker. So in my case, this would be Solana, and we specify exchange. And these variables will be picked up automatically if you create your alert on the pair that you want to trade. So for example, on Solana. But that's not enough. You also need to open your price chart on the exchange that you are trading, because it also picks up the exchange. So I was about to create now an alert on Binance chart, because when I look at the price charts, it really doesn't matter. But it would pick up Binance and my alert would not work. So I need to, since I'm trading on OKX, I need to actually find this on OKX right here. And that needs to be perpetual swap contract. If I don't do that, so now I open this. If I don't do this, and if I create an alert, for example, on Binance, instead of this variable, I would need to write out Binance explicitly. And I would also need to write out the ticker name explicitly. In this case, it would be solUSDT.p. So let me show that to you. Now I'm going to create an alert, right? So let's say I'll just put a horizontal line here, and I'll say whenever price crosses this line, we will enter into our position. So this should be enough. I'll give it a title, Sol Short. My webhook is already set. I have a pop-up notification, so this is all fine. So look, first let me do this in incorrect way, right? Okay, let me do this in incorrect way. I will create this on Binance, and I will just copy the message without modification. So Sol Short. And horizontal line, once it's crossed, I just do once for testing. I will have a short position open. Okay, so I will just drag this line to make it live for you. And it got triggered. So let's see, do I have a position? I do not, right? Because it picks up the exchange and it picks up the ticker, and they don't match with the exchange name and the ticker name that I have for my OKX, because I'm trading on OKX. Now I'll take the same, so I can delete that. I'll take the same alert. It's still in my it's my memory, so I'll take the same alert, put it here on OKX price chart, add alert. Yeah, Sol Short. And let's, so no modifications. It just has exchange, it has ticker. And I'll say create. Okay, it triggered. It was fast. And look, it says active, and I got one trade in place, one position, and I'm already losing money. Uh-oh. All right, so I'm in the position. We just did this test alert with the just with this horizontal line, and let me just look at the price chart to see if I'm potentially in trouble. I think it's not a big deal on a 5-minute interval. Also, I'm going to switch to my exchange and look at this position directly on an exchange. All right. So where is it? Open position, right here. So this is correct. We have 10x. The size is huge, and let's talk about the size real fast. While I have this position open because I actually will want to close it. And let me, in fact, create a closure alert right now as we speak. So I go back to my Solana price chart. I will want to get out. Let's get out right here somewhere. And what was my exit? This is the exit. Exit short, right? So Control C. We will execute this just once. Exit short. All right, so alert is in place. We can talk while the price is moving around. And I want to talk a bit about the size of this position. So look, the size of this position is 333 USDT. And on my bot, let's go back into the edit mode. So when I edit, I have specified an initial margin 42. And I said I'm going to go with 10x. So that means that my total investment is 420. I suppose that it's the increments of Solana that allowed me to get this 333 versus 420. I don't know exactly. Okay, we are a bit deviating from the how the bot works, but I think this is important part for you to understand that when you set whatever balance here, now I'm already having a very low balance, then this number will be multiplied by your leverage, and that is going to be your order size, initial order size, right? So you will not have a position of 42 USDT, but it will be 42 multiplied by 10. Okay, now as we go and look at the price chart, I would probably move in a bit closer my alert to get out of this. So I'm cruising here, almost break even, but I would want to exit. I would want to exit this without a loss. So let's do that. All right, so I waited for the price to exit, but it went in the opposite direction. That usually happens when you try to demo something, things go against you. So I wanted to exit right here where this orange horizontal line, but the price keeps going up. And my signal bot shows a negative unrealized profit. Let's just spend a few more minutes here before I kill this. I will probably kill this with a loss. And I just want to show you a few more things about this interface. So this one, as you already noticed, is a bit of a refresh and update. Here I do editing, but now as I entered, I can also see signal, smart rate, and I can also stop the bot. And these options, smart rate and signal, are also here. So on the signal, I actually see kind of like a log of the events. I can see my entries, and if I had a few more events such as exits, maybe some other entries, I would see them all here. I see all of the details that I have. My size most probably was dictated by the fact that 1 Solana is the minimum order size. I'm not sure exactly, but let's just skip through that. I'll probably do one more bot in a moment with a smaller size so I can play a bit more with this. And yeah, that's this signal that I received, and I go back to bot. I can also click on the ongoing trade that I have right now. I can click here, or I can go to a smart trade, and this brings us to this particular position that we have open from the smart trade interface. You can see we went from the signal bot menu to the smart trade. That's the current position that we have right now. As I mentioned, I'm already doing badly because the price went against me. And I may need to just get out with a loss. So, or I could wait, of course, but you know, we're playing with futures, we're trading with leverage, so there are risks. Now, in that smart trade interface, as you probably know, you can set manual targets for your profit, for your stop loss. So when you see your position open like this, you can click here and you can click on edit. And that position that is now live already on your exchange can be updated with a profit target or a stop loss target. So I could say, all right, 5% stop loss is something that I would tolerate. And you can see this is already calculating for you how much you would lose. I would be losing actually $16. I actually don't want to lose $16. So maybe I will say, all right, instead of 5, I'll go for 3. And even 3 is $10 for that position size. So 2% is going to be my stop loss at the price of 113.26 USDT. So 113 somewhere here, that would be my stop loss here. And I could also say, all right, I'm going to take profit at maybe minus 0.5%. So you could manipulate all of these positions manually if you wanted to. I know that's not the goal. With your signal bot, you would want to have fully automated approach to trading, strategy indicator, but it's actually nice to see that you have this possibility. Now this is my current trade. I can see it visually with the profit target, with the stop loss target. So you have this possibility also from the signal bot to manage your trade manually. So at this point, I will pause the video because I actually don't want to kind of being a bit greedy. I don't want to lose this $2. I may end up losing 10. Let's see. But perhaps it will exit at a break-even point where I am here. So let me just pause this for a moment, wait for the price to either get to 113 or below 111. And I'll continue with a few more things that I want to show you today. So as you see, my stop loss was triggered. The price went way above, and I was stopped out. And I'm kind of happy that you guys have seen it. The price, again, it never went down to where I wanted it to exit, either by alert or by my take profit target. And I'm kind of glad you saw it, because this just illustrates the nature of trading with leverage trading on futures, with this one test example where I wasn't studying the price action, just kind of blindly entered the position for the purpose of video. I have lost now $6. Okay, I want to do one more quick test here with you before we finish this particular episode. And now I will reduce my size. So that's the bot that we have. Now it doesn't have any active trades, and I would like to edit it, and I would like to reduce my size. So instead of buying 3 Solana contracts as we did before, I want to do just 1. So we'll I'll have this initial margin reduced by a lot. I'll still use 10x leverage, but instead of 42, maybe I'll do just 15. So now my position size will be 150 USDT. And let me save this. I'll still go short. I'll be maybe a bit more careful now when I enter, and maybe exit immediately for the purpose of this test. So I modified my position now. My alert, I think I need to copy this again. Okay, I closed my notepad, so I'll copy the entry alert again now. So next, entry message copied. So let's now enter one more position here on the price chart. So this position for the exit, I can now stop, and I will enter one more short. I'll just keep doing shorts. Doesn't matter where, because I will not let it stay for too long. And I'll paste my message, Solana short. So this is now an alert. Let me put it somewhere where it will get triggered. Okay, now it has triggered. Let's review this. Here, I have one position. So this is what I want to test now. I am in, this is my past P&L, not current active. So if I wanted to see current position, I would need to really click here. And that's my current position, currently in green. And to take a quick look also on the exchange, now my order size is 1 Solana contract, which is equivalent to 112 US dollars. Okay, so it's fluctuating, as you can see. The P&L is fluctuating because the price is moving. Okay, here's what I want to test. Now, if I go back to the price chart, and if I trigger this alert again, what will happen to the bot? Will it open one more position, or will it already know that there is one position already open for that bot? That's what I want to do a quick test of, and I think that will be sufficient for this episode. So I'll paste the message again, and I will let it trigger now. And it got triggered. So let's verify. Now I have, as you can see, there are 3 signals here. And our bot is actually smart enough to say, no, your strategy or your indicator, in my case, it was a very simple alert, is already received for this bot. So this later, the second one had gotten rejected, and that's very good, right? Because sometimes we have a second alert, our indicator gives multiple alerts, multiple entry signals before even the previous one exits. But guys, I really need to stop now because already it's been a long video and I'm sure I'm losing some of you. But this new feature looks very interesting. I'm very keen on doing more tests and showing you my test as well. So please stick around. In a few weeks, I will create one more episode and will continue showing you some additional things that I have in mind and also that 3Commas will develop for you in the meanwhile. Thank you for sticking with me so far.